Have you ever noticed something? The world's most developed countries usually treat religion as a personal belief, not the foundation of the state. But when religion is the foundation, when it shapes the laws, education, and government itself, those countries often fall behind. Economies stagnate, science slows down, and chaos becomes the norm. So why does this happen? Let's break it down. 1. When religion overrules the state. What happens if a country puts religion above law, education, and science? Let's take Iran as an example. Before 1979, women in Iran weren't forced to wear headscarves. They could walk freely in the streets, dress casually, and enjoy everyday life. The economy back then, one of the strongest in the Middle East. Iran's GDP per capita was about $3,000 to $4,000, right on par with Japan at the time, while China's was only around $200. Cities like Tehran were rapidly modernizing, new roads, airports, hospitals, and schools were being built. Women were gaining more opportunities in education and the workforce. But in 1979, the Islamic Revolution changed everything. Iran became a theocracy. From that moment on, the country's highest authority was a religious leader. Laws, schools, and even social norms had to strictly follow Islamic law. And here's what happened. Women lost access to education. Many were banned from attending high schools or universities. They couldn't even travel alone without a male guardian. As a result, a lot of talent simply left the country. Scientific research faced religious censorship. Free thought was stifled, and innovation slowed down. Ideological conflicts led to sanctions and international isolation. Foreign investment dried up. Even with all its oil wealth, Iran couldn't turn resources into long-term growth. In short, money alone doesn't drive progress. If a system is chained to religion, it stalls. And the same story repeated in Afghanistan. In August 2021, the United States officially withdraws troops from Afghanistan, ending 20 years of military operations. The Afghan government collapsed almost overnight. The Taliban returned to power, declaring the Islamic Emirate of Afghanistan. Policies became even more conservative. Women were banned from schools and jobs, free speech and the press were crushed, and everyday life grew harsher. The result? An economy in freefall, skyrocketing inflation, and widespread poverty. 2. Economies built on one resource. A lot of religious states also rely on a single resource, like oil in the Middle East. When oil prices soar, the money flows. But when prices crash, the whole country suffers. Because religion often blocks open markets and diversified industries, these economies never truly stabilize. 3. The price of merging religion with politics. When religious leaders also hold political power, democracy gets sidelined. Free thought and scientific innovation get pushed aside. Societies don't just stagnate, they move backwards. So, does religion automatically mean poverty? Of course not. Take the US, Germany, or France, countries deeply rooted in Christianity. They're some of the most developed nations in the world. The difference? They separate church and state. Religion stays personal, while the country runs on law, science, and markets. In fact, some scholars argue that Protestant values, like hard work, frugality, and honesty, actually helped fuel capitalism and growth. So the real question isn't whether a country is religious. The questions are, 1. Does religion stand above science and law? 2. Is there separation between religion and politics? 3. Is the country open to education and diverse industries? The answer is clear. Religion plus open society equals progress, like the US, Germany, Japan. Religion plus closed society equals stagnation, like Afghanistan, Yemen. At the end of the day, what matters is the role religion plays in society. When faith becomes a chain holding back science, education, and the economy, the nation stalls. But when faith is just personal, while science, education, and law guide the nation, that's the path to prosperity. Let us know in the comments, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and stay curious.